Right, now you find us in the potting shed tacked onto the end of the greenhouse. So we're looking at plants up here, but so we grow plants because they have energy. So this is the question you're going to answer. How many calories are in one almond seed? Very healthy, but we can actually calculate how many. You can work in as many groups as you like, 4 people to a group, students. So we've got 3 here. You need to know the start temperature of the water. So I had that sitting here and it's at 25. So we can put in the start temperature and it's degrees Celsius. So, and then the idea is we're going to heat a certain amount of it. So we have paper cups, and you don't put the water in these until you're ready to go, otherwise they don't last the correct amount of time. So a film canister is roughly 30 milliliters. So we can put that in there. And then you're going to hold it with an insulator if you're talking about conductors, insulators, and then we can put the individual thermometer in there. So that's the group material, and they will have, each person in the group gets a match. So if you've got 4 groups and you let the most sensible one strike it, if you can find one in the group, and everybody adds their match at the same time. So keep hold of it and keep moving it under. So if we've got 4 in a group, we should have 4 matches. So each group, ideally we'd have 4 matches to control that variable. The almond seed looks wet because oil is pulled to the surface, and when it's successfully on fire, one of the group holds the cup in the flame. So it's a paper cup, but the water grabs the heat, and so the paper never gets to ignition temperature. So that's about the hottest part of the flame, not down here, not up here, but you can actually pull the flame up. So you might need to put a windbreak. So we started at 25. You don't really need to know the temperature until it stops. So this is already at 35. So what we're releasing the calories from the almond. We're losing some to light energy, but we're trapping the rest in the water, and that's going to allow us to calculate and work out the number of calories in this particular almond seed. I used to do it with peanuts, but some folks have allergies, so raw almonds work equally well, have about the same amount of energy. And if you put the lights out in the room, it looks quite spectacular and impresses the students. So I think we're up to 60 degrees. Yep. No, 50, no, 60, 65. Heading up to 70. This is Celsius now, so that's 160 Fahrenheit, so that's hotter than your water heater at home, which should be set at about 120, otherwise you're wasting energy. And of course this is trapped sunlight you're getting back indirectly, because the almond seed grew because it trapped solar energy through photosynthesis. You've got millions of carbon atoms around the outside of the paper cup. So now we've hit 80 Celsius, 180 Fahrenheit. So boiling point is 212 Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius, but that's only pure water at sea level. So since we're way above sea level here, a mere 400 feet, we would boil it somewhere close to that, but this isn't pure water. It's almost starting to boil. So basically you're getting that heat energy when you eat this almond. So you shouldn't eat the whole bag full. Show some moderation. So it's stopping at 90. So that's almost 200 Fahrenheit. So we're very close to boiling point. So that can be put down. Right. Then if we do the calculation, so each group is going to be different. You're all starting at the same temperature, but let's say group A got to 90. You have to subtract the start temperature. So that gives us 65. So it's simple algebra, x minus y equals z in England, z in America for some reason. So that's the rise in temperature. Then you have to multiply by the amount of water, which was 300 milliliters of water, 30. So that times 30 gives you 3 5 to 15, 1,950 calories. Oops. But what we're used to is a food calorie with the big, which is 1,000 times larger. So you have to divide by 1,000. So that almond was 1.95 food calories. So basically 2 calories. So, and then every group should be different slightly, and then you can do a mean, mode, average, and see what the average is for an almond.